Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite berries to grow, and this is the goji berry. Super nutritionally rich berries. Just Google how nutrient dense goji berries are. They're amazing. They're easy to grow. The one problem with them is that they're really time consuming to pick, and this is probably why they're so expensive to buy. That's why you should grow them. But you know, the bush kind of grows strange, and I'll show you what that looks like. They kind of just like go all over the place. I still haven't figured out the best way to manage them. Right now I'm kind of managing them like I do my raspberries. I just kind of come in at the beginning of the season and prune out all the old growth from last year, the dry and brittle stuff, and then leave room for the new shoots to grow. They're an amazing plant. So this is 2 plants. These ones are 5 years old. They were actually here before I came to this plot, but I moved them around. It's taking up like, I would say, an 8-foot radius, and there's just 2 plants that are planted about 3 feet apart. So they take up a ton of room. You really got to be careful where you put them, and you want to have enough space for them. I mean, and the one problem with them too, the challenge with them, is that they grow like a weed. They're almost like an invasive weed. You can see them starting to come through my neighbor's cedar hedge even. They've made their way through that, through the ground. This is landscape fabric underneath here. It's gone underneath that, found its way through the cedar, and gone up through it. So they're pretty insane, but the berries are so damn good. Now, when I'm picking them, they'll start to fruit, like when they start to set fruit, they're like this size. It's like, compared to my thumb there, pretty small. I like to leave them on for a couple weeks and get them so the berries size up. I find it's less effort to pick bigger berries, and I'm kind of looking for something like that. It's like almost the width of the tip of my index finger. That's ideal, nice plump berry. Whereas you start picking little stuff like this, you'll be frustrated because you'll spend so much time picking them. One of the best things about these berries is they fruit pretty much all season. They start to flower late May, early June, and then they start to set fruit late June, early July. So we've been picking these right now. We are mid-July. We've been picking these for 3 weeks already, and they will go all the way until the end of October. I even remember last year, there's like a little clip here, I was picking fruit off these the 2nd week of November. So they have a really long fruiting period, which is awesome. But it would be hard to do this fruit as an agricultural fruit. I'm sure people do it because you can buy them, right? So somebody's doing it, and I can't really comment on how they're done agriculturally. All I can say is that for a homestead or a small garden, they're amazing. I like the taste. It's sort of an acquired taste, sort of bitter and sweet, but they're really nutritionally dense, and so we enjoy them. We pick these constantly every week, like once or twice a week. I come here. I usually bring my daughter, and we just pick, and I freeze the stuff I don't eat right away, and we just freeze up a surplus. Last year, we were still using goji berries until about mid-March that we had frozen from the previous year. So with one bush like this, it's not too hard to get a decent surplus. Now, I have a number of goji berries now. I've got this one here. This one's 5 years old. I've got one in my backyard. That one is now 2 years old, and it's fruiting like crazy. We're picking it, same thing, once or twice a week. And then I've started 3 new ones in my front yard, which I'm going to trellis and try a little bit more of intensive trellising system for them and see how they do. So this one here in my backyard, I've kind of tied it up. They have this tendency to grow really long and then just flop out. So I just put a couple posts up with some rope and then just pulled it back. And that kind of opens it up so I can get in here a little bit more and pick some when I want to. So these ones in my front yard are brand new. They were from cuttings that I planted this spring. And these 2 are already fruiting, so that's a good sign. But I've just tied them up to a stake because they just, when you start them, they have a tendency just to flop on the ground, and they almost like follow the ground like a creeping vine. because goji berries spread so much, I did the exact same thing here as with my raspberries. Is I buried a plank under the ground, and then I covered it up with landscape fabric and then back up with the gravel. So, you know, if it's gonna spread, it's gonna spread out this way. You know, hopefully it's not gonna make it into this bed. That was my my main thinking there. You know, it's a 10-inch plank, just like these fir planks, buried underground and then under 4 inches of gravel too. So it's, you know, it's pretty down there. Alright guys, well that's my video on goji berries. I hope you found that helpful. Leave your questions and comments below. Let me know of some other things you want me to check out. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit that notification button and like and share these videos with your friends. Talk to you later.